Hi guys, how are you? I know it's been a while. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming on today to talk about how I transitioned from New York. As you all know from if you watch my previous videos, I was born and raised in New York City. And currently now I'm living in Pennsylvania. I've been living here for the past almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in July. It was a little bit of an adjustment coming from New York City. As you know, New York City is just very fast-paced. It's not slow at all. And just coming from that and my upbringing and things like that, it was a little bit of an adjustment moving into Pennsylvania, only because I do live in the suburbs. I'm not too far from New York City. I'm about an hour and 40 minutes. I'm originally from the Bronx, so I still do travel there because my mom still lives there and I have friends out there. So, you know, I don't travel as much as I would like to there, only because I don't like driving. I mean, I drive because I have to drive, and there's no way out of not driving. Public transportation around here is very limited. It's not like the city that there's always a bus, there's always a train, everything is open 24 hours, not here. I did learn how to drive late in the game. It's been about, when I got my driver's license, it's been about almost 9 years that I've had my driver's license, because as you all know, in the city, you don't really need to drive. And it's annoying to drive out there only because of the parking. Parking is, in New York City, terrible. Unless you live in a apartment complex that has a parking garage, or you live in a place that has like a driveway or something like that, or your own garage, then you're lucky. But most of us live in a crowded area, and you have to street parking and find parking and all that other stuff. But anyway, I came on here to just kind of, sorry guys, got something happen here with the camera, but I'm trying to angle myself where you guys don't see so much lighting. It's really sunny out today, so trying to move in a position where, okay, there we go, there's not too much sun. Okay, as I was saying, I was born and raised in New York City. I left the city several years ago, about 10 years ago. I didn't transition right away to Pennsylvania. I lived in New Jersey for about 5 years, and then from New Jersey I came over to Pennsylvania, and I've been here for almost 5 years. The reason why I moved out of the city was because I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and at that time I had 3 kids, and we were very crowded. It was overcrowded. It was a small 2-bedroom apartment. It was really nice. I was the first one to live in that apartment because it was a newly renovated or constructed building. But unfortunately, I got married, and I had several kids, and we were just so overcrowded, and I kind of wanted that change. Out of the city, I wanted to kind of experience something else. I really would have preferred to move, I guess, straight to Pennsylvania, but we moved into New Jersey because my husband is from New Jersey, and he was commuting, and that toll, whoever knows about the George Washington Bridge, the tolls paying that every day is just ridiculous. So at the time, it seemed right to move because we were outgrowing the apartment. I had gotten laid off from my job while I was on maternity leave with my 3rd child, and so I was collecting unemployment. So I'm like, okay, so we just decided to move into New Jersey. An apartment had become available, 3-bedroom, you know, with family members' property, and they had a 2-family house, so they had an apartment available. So we moved in there for 5 years. I'm not too fond of the area where we moved into New Jersey, so I was ready and willing to move out of there as well. The only advantage was that we were closer to friends and family, and they kind of, you know, they were around. They always came to visit. The kids were happy to see family, and you know, it it was good to the point where, you know, we were close to them, but I didn't like the area too much either. So it was something that we moved there temporarily. It was never meant to be permanent. Oh gosh, the sun. But I'm sorry guys, but I don't know which way to move the camera anymore because it's very sunny out here. I'm like, put it up too high, you're gonna see the sun. So but it was bittersweet to move out of there and go into Pennsylvania. Once again, we were further away from family. His family is an hour away, my mom is an hour and 40 minutes away. So it was bittersweet. I mean, it was happy times because, you know, we moved into our own home, bigger home. If you guys have seen my videos, or those who know me know I have 5 children, so we needed a bigger house. We did try to look in New Jersey, but New Jersey is very expensive and it's ridiculous. Property tax, houses is just crazy how everything is expensive out there, and also in New York. So, you know, out here you get bigger house for your money. Property taxes are, you know, a little bit lower or less than New York and New Jersey. And, you know, the living out here, it's good. It's good for the kids. The neighborhood is good. Like I said, I live in the suburbs in Pennsylvania. I'm not too far from the borders of New Jersey. So it's really nice out here. The kids, you know, they enjoy it. They enjoy being able to go out, you know, into their own backyard and things like that. But the transition from being a city girl to the suburbs was a little difficult. I mean, I don't hate it. I do enjoy living here, but I'm more of a fast-paced person. That's how I was raised, and, you know, it is laid back out here, so, you know, I had to get a little bit adjusted to it. But overall, if you have a family and you want to raise your kids in a safe environment, or, you know, just a family area, I would say the suburbs of New Jersey is pretty good to raise them. So, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. Obviously, if you're a single person and you're used to the fast life, this is not it, guys. This is not it. You can consider maybe living more of a city area. But yeah, if you're just into that fast life, it's not here. So yeah, if you guys are interested in like finding out, I'm not gonna say exactly where I live, of course, but, you know, if you want to know more about the areas around here where I live, just, you can ask me, comment down below. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can about that. But the transition wasn't too bad, as I said. I guess it's just your thoughts and your mind frame, what you're looking for. We were looking for more of a neighborhood that was more family oriented, where it was more of a suburban type area, away from the crime. I mean, crimes happen anywhere, of course, but, you know, less crime, you know, more for the kids. It's a pretty good area, so that's what we were looking for. I mean, everybody's different. People normally stay where they were raised and born because, you know, that's where family is, and friends, and all those things are important to them, which they are to us as well. I wish that we can be closer to family, you know, we didn't have to drive so far, or people were too far away from us, because we do miss that. We do miss when certain holidays come. Not everybody wants to drive up to Pennsylvania. We get lazy too. We don't want to drive down. Or people are doing different things, and it's like we're not around the corner to kind of stop by and leave, you know. So, I mean, but it's not too bad. Like I said, his family is from New Jersey, so it's an hour away. My mom, an hour and 40 minutes away. We do see her. She does come up several times, so it hasn't been too bad. But yeah, that was my transition from New York. And of course, I forgot to tell you guys the reason why we moved. Well, I did tell you why we moved. We were overcrowded there. Why Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania has always been my husband's dream. He had a family member living out here for a while, and he visited up here. He stayed up here, so he kind of already knew the areas. Now that we just picked up and left and didn't know where we were going, he did know someone that lived here. It was a family member, close family member. They lived here. They had a home out here. He stayed out here for a little while, so he kind of knew the area. So, and he loved it, so he always spoke about that. Even when we first met, that was his dream, to live out here and stuff. So, and I also did my research. That's another thing, guys. If you're thinking of moving wherever it is, do your research, especially if you have children. You need to do your research on schools, what their ratings are, what the neighborhood is like, if there's high crime or not. Like, you can actually look that up online. Like, that was my go-to. greatschools.org, I believe it is, or .com. That's a great place to start when you're looking for schools. Like, find out what schools are near the area that you want to live in and look them up there, and it'll tell you exactly what the ratings of the schools are. You can always look up reviews, and it'll tell you that too. Parents comment on those things. My go-to also is Google Maps. You know, after I look at great schools, I go to Google Maps, and people sometimes comment on the areas or the business places down below. You can also look that up there. And you can just do your research. Don't just especially when you have children, you need to know that your kids are going to be safe in the schools, and that it's a good school that you're going to put them to, because, you know, that can make a big difference. You don't want to move somewhere and you hate the school that your kids are in, and then, you know, you're going to have to kind of either, I don't know, complain, pull them out, put them in private school. Private school is very expensive. I have 5 kids, so I'm not putting my kids in private school. But yeah, I did all my research with the schools there. greatschools.org or .com. Try one of the two. It'll pop up as soon as you type it in, and that's how you look for the ratings for the schools. Now, for the neighborhood, what I use is realtor.com. You can either put an address in there, or you can look up homes that are for sale, or even if you're going to rent, apartments that are for rent. Once you click in like an apartment that you want to view online, if you go to the bottom, there's a map, and in that map it'll show you the crime rate. If it's a high, it's gonna be red. You know, I think it's orange, yellow, whatever it is. You can look there what the crime rate is. Like, those are my go-to places when we're looking for homes. We went to Zillow.com, Realtor.com. What else was there? There was another one, I can't think of it right now, but those were the two main that we looked at when we were looking for homes. We looked at the crime rates, we looked at everything, we looked at reviews, everything. Especially when you have kids, like I said, it's important to kind of look at those things, because you want to know where you're moving to, especially if you're gonna buy. You know, it's not easy to sell a house if you don't like it. You know, if you're renting, whatever, you can break the lease and move. But when you buy, you know, you got to make sure that you like where you're gonna buy, you know. So like I said, we bought because my husband already knew the area. We looked at many houses. I'm telling you, I was already sick of looking at houses. Like, they all look the same after a while. But, you know, we looked at many houses. We did look at different areas. It wasn't just where we live at now. We looked at other townships and things like that. And thank God that we found the right house for us, the right neighborhood and the school. So it's been pretty good so far. Like I said, the only thing that kind of I struggle with a little bit is you know, we're far away from family and friends. Like, that's kind of sucky sometimes. Also, especially now with COVID, you can't go to just anybody's house and things like that, so it's even worse now. But also, like my cultural foods, there's a few Hispanic restaurants around here, but not I'm not gonna say that they're 100% legit like in New York City. Oh my goodness, I miss my foods. I mean, yes, I can cook it, but there's nothing like going to your Hispanic restaurant around the corner and so yeah, there's certain things around here because it's the area where I live in is not, we have Hispanic people around here, but not really. It's more a Caucasian, highly populated area. So it's kind of a little bit difficult to find certain things that either I cook with or to eat because but it's getting there. It's getting more diverse out here. So it's not like there's no Hispanic or Black people around here. There is, it is getting more diverse. It's more diverse than other areas where I live at now. But yeah, I struggle a little bit with that, with my cultural foods and being away from the family. But I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna stay in New York City for the rest of my life. Like I said, New York City is too overpopulated. The traffic is ridiculous and everything is so expensive. I'm sorry guys if you see me looking around, it's because I'm sitting in a parking lot and it's kind of weird when people are coming to their car and they're just looking at me, looking at my phone, my camera. So that's why I'm looking around. I meant to do this video at home, but if you guys are watching my last video, I need a quiet space to do my videos, and sometimes my household gets so busy that by the time the kids settle down and everybody's doing their own thing, I'm tired and I just want to go to bed, lay down, not do anything. So that's why I haven't done any videos recently. It's been a month almost since the last video, and I didn't mean for that to happen, but yeah. So this was my relocation from there to here and how we got here, and a little bit of the challenges, like I said, is being away from your family, missing them, and my cultural foods and things like that. So I do miss that. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I'm not gonna complain. We are blessed to be able to have our own home and the kids be safe, because that was number one for me. It's that my kids are safe where they live and where they go to school at. It's very important, so that was our number one reason why we chose where we chose to live. All right guys, like I said, if you have any questions, any comments, comment them down below, send me a message. I will answer you guys. I'm always keeping up with that. I do keep up with the YouTube, and if anybody comments anything or things like that. I know my channel just started recently and I'm trying to build my channel and also do a little bit more better of a time management, so I'm able to post more videos and do more things. But there are certain things that are coming up soon. We're doing a surprise trip for the kids and obviously for the whole family, and it's, like I said, it's a surprise, so stay tuned for that. I am going to record that. I'm going to record the reactions and where we're going, and just so you can see the kids' reactions. It's going to be priceless. I know. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be soon. About 2 more weeks before we leave on vacation, and I will be filming that, and I will be filming the trip as much as I can. All right, so stay tuned for that, guys. And like I said, if you guys have any questions about Pennsylvania or even New York or New Jersey, I know a lot about New York, but in terms of New Jersey, I know a little bit about certain towns of New Jersey. So even if you're interested in asking me about that, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions, or even about Pennsylvania as well. All right, guys, so have a great day. I'll see you soon. Peace.